Today we're going to eat some humble pie, and it is full of crows. Welcome to Janky Puzzles. Welcome back to Janky Puzzles, everybody. Been gone for a few minutes, if you can't already tell. I had a plan, and even when I was first putting this show together, I had a very specific plan for this specific episode. In my mind, I wanted a nice, spooky, scary episode of Janky Puzzles that involved a puzzle that was literally the scariest thing that I had ever seen. It is not like Scary Boo. It was more scary, oh, that's something. And it's confession time. So, the puzzle that I have for today, we're doing things a little bit differently. This is from Hoyle, which is famous for playing cards and card game rule books. And this was from the 80s. And when I first saw it, it was absolutely delightful. It's a nice, good, solid pun, and my dad heart just loves it. But dreams and reality, two very different things. So, as you could see, I don't have the puzzle table out here because I failed you. But we pivot and we're going to have a lot of fun. So here's the puzzle that I had in my mind for the spooky Halloween episode of Janky Puzzles. Please don't get too scared. This, my friends, is called Hay in a Needle Stack. As you could see, it is a lovely piece of hay, probably from the Midwest, who knows? Encompassed by assorted sewing needles, syringe needles, and the like. Now, you can kind of see where I was going with this. This is terrifying. But I knew it's only 500 pieces. It's not that big. I've been doing puzzles my whole life. Ain't no thing, right? Yeah. So, with a puzzle like this, you have to look at it like a solid colored puzzle. In it that you can't always just grab what you need, put it together, things will slowly fall into place, like most multicolored puzzles. With something like this, you have to take what you have to work with, put that together, and then work backwards. So, like something like this, you would do the border and the things you could visually see. The piece of hay. So, that's what I did. And that, took a little bit of time, because the pieces it's a traditional cut. So you have some that are 2 out and 2 in, some ends that have 3 points sticking out and 1 sticking in. Looks like little flaggers. This one's got all the classic pieces, but you have to differentiate little teeny tiny pins from each other. Now I want to show you a picture. And this picture is the end result of almost 18 hours of sitting at the table and working on this, okay? And I'm going to show you that right here. Yeah. A lot of blank spaces there, huh? Not a lot put together. You could see the hay, and you can see the border, and you can see some other pieces that were kind of close, but no way. And one more picture I'm going to show you. I want to show you what 2 hours of work on this puzzle will get you. All right? 3 pieces. 3 total pieces to do this in 2 hours of sitting at the table. This was almost a full day of my life working on this puzzle, and it ended up looking like a really terrible world map. It was not enjoyable, I want to say. And I'm sitting there in, hour 17 and a half looking at this, and I came to the conclusion that, you know what? There is no shortages in this world of puzzles. I will come back to this puzzle in the future, but on this day, this puzzle won. But there's other content creators out there that the same thing happened to. I've mentioned before, Karen Puzzles, the biggest puzzling channel out there. She famously had to throw in the towel on an all red Hunt's ketchup puzzle. And so I felt good. You know what? Some of my heroes had to do the same thing. So, hay in a needle stack? Chef kiss pun. Or, play on words. This was awful. But like I said, there's ways to do that. Do the border and then the what you can recognize. And then I'm going to show you right here how you have to do the rest of the pieces. And really, the only way to do it and be, productive is you have to individually take every piece, line them up, go in the same direction in nice straight rows. Every piece separated to its own kind in nice straight rows. Because the human mind has a hard time jumbling different pictures and different angles. If you try to put pieces together and every piece you have to, your mind can't process that. But if you get stuck on a puzzle, and this is a really good tip, if you get stuck on a puzzle, do that. Set out your pieces, what's left, in nice straight rows. That way, when you're looking for a specific picture of a needle or like a leaf or a tree branch, and you know that the thing sticking out kind of has a hook on one end, all you have to do is just go straight up and down and look for that, or look something that looks close to it. Try it out. If it doesn't work, put it back. If it does work, huzzah. And I was doing that with this puzzle, and I would go through every single piece, and I couldn't find the piece. So then I would have to do it again, and I still couldn't find the pieces I was looking for. After a while, you have to say, that's it. And so I said, that's it. However, like I said, I got some really cool things to show you. So, spooky season, it's Halloween. Even if you're not into Halloween, it's still a fun spooky season time. The weather's getting cold. The leaves are changing. It just looks spooky. And there's a couple different ways you can go by this. There's lots and lots and lots of Halloween-themed, specifically horror-themed jigsaw puzzles out there. If you just go to Google and type that in, you will be bombarded with pages and pages and pages of them, that's cool. Halloween is the second largest holiday here in the States. The second largest house decorating holiday, which was cool. So here's some little backstory of Janky here. I worked for the largest retail corporation in the world for 24 years. It rhymes with Walmart. And when I first started in 96, Halloween was, it was a holiday. We decorated for it. But as the years went on, more and more people were wanting Halloween decorations early and earlier and earlier. And what they really wanted was the outdoor stuff. It was really cool to see this tradition of decorating outside of your house just kind of grow over the years until around the mid-2000s. It was huge, and it was just huge. And that's why you have such big Halloween sections in big box stores now and online and wherever you go. And that's fantastic. So, but I do have some really fun spooky puzzles, puzzles that'll get you into the Halloween spirit that aren't scary, that I wanted to show off real quick. And then I've got some cool things to share, and then we'll end the episode with something really cool. So a lot of these puzzles I had to borrow because, you know me, I like some of the newer puzzles, but overall I don't have a lot of the newer puzzles. I got a few, got a really some cool few Ravensburgers and other ones, but some of these I had to borrow. Some of them I've done before, and they're just really cool. So the first one I want to share with you, this one was actually gifted to me. This came from my friend Sam in Tennessee. So Sam, if you happen to be watching this, thank you so much. This company is from the OP, USopoly. They make a lot of Monopoly games for like your town, like Grand Rapids-opoly, you know, Baton Rouge-opoly, Opiopoly, we'll get this. But this is The Shining. Got a couple little spooky girls from The Shining. Fun fact, never seen this movie, but I hear it's good. Shelley Duvall is absolutely wonderful and a hero of mine. So, The Shining, spooky girls from The Shining. Again, there's lots of scary movie puzzles out there. So this one I did. This one is from Seco. Now, I'm going to preface this with, I am not a fan of this gentleman. And I'm going to cover a whole deep dive into why in the future, so stay tuned for that. But this is from Thomas Kincaid. And this one is, I'm not sure what this one is called. Bridge Street. This one was actually a lot of fun. It's a little pumpkin Halloween festival. And what I liked about it is there's a little kid dressed as a Ninja Turtle. Just a nice pumpkin festival type puzzle. A lot of fun. When I was first getting back into puzzles before the channel came out, I did this. Very, really fun. So it's Thomas Kincaid, but still very cool. Oh, so this one is fun. This one actually is in my personal collection, and it is from Bits and Pieces, very popular company. But this one is cool. The reason why I like this is, for one, the name of the puzzle is the Heebie Jeebie Halloween Jamboree, and it's a little spooky band having a little Halloween party, and I just think that's cool. And this brand here, Bits and Pieces, I'm going to take a couple out real quick and show you real fast. The pieces look like, and I'll take some pictures of this, they're like almost triangle shaped. And some of them actually are pokey. They hurt. They're like little ninja stars. They hurt, but yeah, the Heebie Jeebie Halloween Jamboree, it's a lot of fun. And you can still get this in stores, I'm sure. It should be very easy to find. Lots and lots of fun. So this one I actually borrowed from Janky Jr., my son. And that's why I'm dressed the way I am. This one we got from the store. It's a newer one. Again, when I first started getting back into puzzles, this is one of the things that kicked that into gear. Stranger Things. A lot of fun puzzle. This is a good one for like preteens, because Stranger Things is a good, like, if kids are like into spooky things but they don't want to get scared, Stranger Things is a good way to go. And this puzzle is good for the younger puzzle builders, not little ones, right? Not like a 6-year-old, but like from an 8 to like a 12-year-old that wants to get into puzzles. These kind are really good. They're 500 pieces. You get them from Walmart or Amazon or Target, wherever. And they make all sorts of different ones. It's from Buffalo. They make Mandalorian. They make any kind of like pop culture thing, Pokemon, stuff like this. They make tons of these. But this one is cool specifically because there's different colors. Like, there's really good color variations. And when you have that, even within the red, there's still red, orange, yellow. Even with similar colors, the variation and the big pictures is, I mean, you know right away, that's Eleven, that's Hopper, that's Will, you know. The characters are recognizable. And if you could like recognize what you're looking at, even if the image is jumbled, this is really cool. And I highly recommend something like this, especially if you're going to do a puzzle with your preteens. You can always find something that they're into and do it. I'm sure there's Fortnite ones and all that other goofy stuff. So Stranger Things was a lot of fun. Now, I haven't done this one, but if you're into kind of something different, they make murder mystery puzzles. That's a huge genre too. Mystery puzzles, murder mystery puzzles, things like that. This one I borrowed from my neighbor. I haven't done it, obviously, but it's the Alfred Hitchcock mystery puzzle. It comes with a book, you assemble, and then you solve the mystery. They do, there's Titanic ones out there, which I'm going to cover because I have a Titanic one that's actually an older puzzle. Murder, She Wrote, all sorts of like murder show or, you know, classic whodunit type puzzles like this. And this was just one I borrowed from my neighbor, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to show off. So yeah, have a mystery party. Why not? And this one's cool. Again, I borrowed this one too. It's one of those bits and pieces puzzles that I was talking about. Of a nice, it doesn't have to be spooky. You can just have a lovely pumpkin festival, pumpkin patch puzzle. Not everybody's into the spooky things. There's a lot of people for religious reasons or just culturally they're not into spooky season, Halloween. So something like this is a lot of fun. I've never built this one, but it's kind of my alley. And this one's got a kitty cat on it. And I have a friend here in my hometown that's, we kind of do the puzzle. She does the puzzle exchange. She's a really nice lady, and she loves cats. She loves cat puzzles. And I'm not gonna dox her by saying her name, but I know she watches this show. So thank you so much for the kitty puzzles, and I'll have some more coming your way. But yeah, this one's fun. It looks really cool, and it's a 1,000 piece. 1,000 pieces are no joke. The heebie-jeebie Halloween jamboree was 1,000 pieces. But if you find a good one with an image that you enjoy, 1,000 pieces aren't so bad. Now, if it's a puzzle you don't enjoy, then I highly don't recommend it. Like, if that Hay and a Needle Stack one was 1,000 pieces, I would just be unalived because I don't know if I could have handled it. Yeah, so those are some fun spooky season Halloween puzzles and fall type puzzles. There's a lot of them out there, and thank you for everybody who let me borrow some of this for this. So a few weeks ago, while I was putting this episode together, I wanted to talk about some of our favorite scary movies. It's Halloween. People like to watch the scary movies, so I was curious. I went to the community page, which again, I highly recommend, respectfully ask, Bink Bink Eyes Beg. Check out the community page on this channel. I always post things there and ask for feedback there. And like I said, write stuff on videos. I respond to everything. And anyway, I asked a few weeks ago what people's favorite movies, scary movies were. And I got a couple responses that I wanted to share real quick. Vivian Mavros 2963. This is her YouTube handle. She said that her favorite scary movie was Gremlins, and evil little monsters coming out everywhere kind of gave her the heebie-jeebies. And I can appreciate that. Yeah, Gremlins is a really scary movie, and it's a Christmas movie. I know everybody says, oh, Die Hard's a Christmas movie. No, Gremlins is a good Christmas movie. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Gremlins is, yeah, it can be kind of creepy. I'm odd, though. I really enjoyed Gremlins 2, which is legit Looney Tunes nonsense. But I was a youngster when that movie came out. So I like Gremlins 2. I think it's funny. Another commentator on that posting, which I've seen his name pop up a lot. So if you're watching this, hello. Clark Kent 7973 is his YouTube handle. His response is actually really good. Don't watch scary movies. Real world is scary enough. Agreed. So Clark Kent 7973, thank you for that, man. If you're a man, ma'am, whoever, thank you, Clark Kent. Now, I asked Janky family, so I asked Mrs. Janky and her sister Janky-in-law. Everybody's janky around here for the sake of anonymity, but I asked them, they're not into scary movies. They love murder shows and documentaries and stuff like that, but I asked them what was one of their scary, spooky things that they like. Maybe kind of obscure. And they actually recommended something that I have never heard of, but they recommended a TV show from, I think it was the late 2000s, or the mid 2000s. I don't remember. It was a few years ago, and they only made one season, but they both were just raving about it, that every episode's crazy and it's twisty and turny. And they recommend Harper's Island. Now, you can find this show on streaming services and stuff, and I'm going to check this out. Harper's Island is the TV show that it's considered. Now, my favorite scary movie, and then I'll share it, because I did build a puzzle for today, because I wasn't going to leave an episode without a built puzzle, and I'm excited to show it to you. But before we get out of here, I'm going to share my favorite scary movie. And people laugh at me a lot, because this movie isn't reportedly scary. If anything, this movie just makes people sick to their stomach, and not in a ooh, scary way. So my favorite scary movie, and I'm going to look you dead in the eyes and be dead serious about this, my favorite scary movie of all times, hands down, is The Blair Witch Project. That movie when that movie came out in 1999, I was 19 years old. I was the exact demographic that movie was geared for. Because in 1999, the internet was still just this kind of fun thing, but it wasn't in every aspect of our lives. Back then, we didn't have the cultural wherewithal to be skeptical about stuff we read online. And me and my little group of dumb friends, we bought it. Hook, line, and sinker. The movie was about 3 people that were filming a documentary who disappeared. A year later, they found their footage. And what you were basically watching is what happens at the end of their story. And going in there, we thought we were watching something real. I personally totally believed it. And it was something that I had never seen up to that point. Being a younger guy who likes scary movies, I had never seen anything quite like that. And it just, to this day, that's almost a comfort movie. I'm going to put on The Blair Witch Project and just kind of almost relax. But yeah, it was a fantastic movie. And when with me and all my dumb friends, when we came out of the theater, we all stood around the parking lot talking about the movie that we just saw. And we all said that we saw things that were never there, but we all saw something different. Like, did you see the face looking in from the tent? Did you see the thing moving in the woods? Did you see the thing in the house? We all saw different things. We never saw them, but that's what our minds, we were just so hepped up on it, that's what our minds saw. And not before and not since has there ever been any sort of movie like that there just never has been any movie that was just so immersive and so just question everything, so to speak. Like, you had no idea, you didn't know what you just saw. It was that cool. Of course, there's always been event movies, like Saw was a big deal when it first came out with all the mystery around that. And lately there have been a lot of movies that have come out that it's best to just go in blind and not knowing what you're going to see at all, because it's going to trip you out. But The Blair Witch Project is just a sentimental favorite of mine. The Blair Witch Project. So, boom. I got a puzzle to share with you. A little bit something different since we're speaking about movies. This is a movie that is... The puzzle that I did is a puzzle from a movie. And it's definitely a kid's puzzle. It's a family movie. And, it's a very well-known, respected, beloved movie. Everybody has seen it. Everybody loves it. People forget that it's technically a Halloween movie. Halloween is a huge section of right in the middle of the movie. All of a sudden it's Halloween. So I thought, well, I couldn't do the needles. I tried my darndest for you. I really, really did. In fact, this episode is almost 2 weeks late because it just took so much out of me. And so, but jumping back into the puzzle world, this puzzle is very cute. It's very, very nostalgia driven, like the Blair Witch Project is for me. This one is actually from Craft Masters, which actually make like art supplies. It was actually an art supply manufacturer, and the box actually feels like a model box if you've done like a car model. It's very flimsy, and this is the delightful E.T. This one was from 1982, the extraterrestrial. I feel like this, to me, this feels like it was a safe bet that they, when a new movie comes out, but they don't know how well it's going to be received, games and puzzles are usually the first thing that comes out. I talked about this in one of my YouTube shorts, but games and puzzles are one of the first things that come out when a new property comes out and people don't know if it's going to be popular because it's safe. All you have to do is stick the picture on the puzzle, cut it out, you got it. The Mandalorian with Baby Yoda, with Grogu, they did the exact same thing. I talked about that in like I said, one of my YouTube shorts you can find on this channel, where if you wanted a stuffed Grogu, you had to get a puzzle first. So this screams that to me, I think, because it was made by a less a less expensive company that makes like acrylic paint by numbers, quick latch rugs and pillows. And like I said, the box is like a model, but it's kind of fun. And then I noticed something quirky about it. So here's the puzzle. It's very small. It's only 11 by 14. And as you could see, I just put it on a piece of cardboard, and I'm using chip clips to hold it into place. But because it doesn't hold itself together very well at all. But yeah, 60 pieces. And if you'll notice, they printed it backwards. So in the puzzle, E.T.'s going this way. On the box, he's going that way. And I think it's like a mandala effect. Like, which way is he pointing in the classic image? I don't remember. And I purposely didn't want to Google it because I thought, hey, this will be fun to talk about. So what do you remember? Which way does he point when he crosses over the moon? Because I'll tell you, they both look correct to me. So I know this is shameless, but mention in the comments what you think, which way he turns in the movie or on the artwork. I can't remember, but yep. E.T. the Extraterrestrial is a Halloween flick, and it's actually a fun Halloween flick because there's a little bit of jumpy scares in it, and it's just a really good, fun, cozy family movie. So this was the Craft Masters E.T. puzzle. All right, and again, it's held up by chip clips. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm sorry I didn't have needles and hay to show off. Tried some spooky lights today too to see how that looked. So I hope you had fun. I certainly did. Again, make sure you're doing stuff underneath, hitting the likes and the bells and the whistles, all that stuff. What that does is that tells YouTube that what we're doing over here at Janky Puzzles is at least worthwhile. It's fun. But honestly, I just love doing this, and I love the folks that subscribe and watch, or even if you don't subscribe, you took time out of your day to watch a goofy guy talk about the puzzles he likes. So, I mean, what a world we live in. So remember to do stuff underneath, like and subscribe, share if you're in a puzzle group, share the videos. This next time you see us, we're gonna it's gonna be shorter, and we're gonna talk a little bit about a political puzzle that I have. And I will not be jumping in the political debate, so check that out. But again, do good things and be good people. Make sure you keep those cozy cups warm. Check us out next time. We got a lot of fun stuff happening here. And hey, let's put a puzzle together.